So, a few days ago, the night of the Game Awards to be more specific, I made a short reaction video in response to the reveal of the name of the next generation Xbox, which will be called Xbox Series X. The worst console name in the history of video games. I don't care. I mean, there are plenty of bad ones. I mean, Xbox One is bad, but there are plenty of other bad ones that have existed over time. Wii U comes to mind. But no, Xbox Series X is indisputably the worst console name in history. Okay? So I made that video, and it kind of reminded me of the old days, back when I was the console king, back when I was the most notorious, one of the most hated figures in the video game community, where my average like to dislike ratio was what, like 4 or 5%? So that video, considering the amount of dislikes I got, kind of gave me a throwback to that time period. I think my official like to dislike ratio was about 8-9%. But the funny thing is that people who were actually subscribed to my channel had no problem with the video and were like, you know what, you're totally right. But when you make videos like this, you have fanboys who are so insecure about their brand, the thing that they're so obsessed with, that they look up videos that criticize what they love just to go to the video and leave comments and to dislike and to do whatever they want. So people who were subscribed to my channel had absolutely no problem with that video. Everyone who I recognized that typically comment on my videos were saying, you're totally right. I mean, these Xbox fanboys are sad and they're pathetic and everything. Yeah. But you had these Xbox fanboys that were coming in because they're so insecure. They still have buyer's remorse 6 years later, and they're still trying to justify all the money they put into the Xbox brand with no return. The Xbox One was a scam, okay? You had all these exclusives. Oh, Xbox has all these exclusives. What ended up happening? Well, first of all, the high-quality games on the Xbox One were few and far in between. And even those good games that you did get, they ended up getting put over to PC anyway. And oh yeah, I love it. You have these Xbox fanboys that are talking about how, this is going to be the most powerful console. It's going to be so much more powerful than the PlayStation 5, and it's going to dominate. Dude, okay, do you not realize what the difference is between a console and a PC? If you are that invested in high fidelity graphics and the highest performance and all of those things and customization and all those things that we might potentially get in the new Xbox, dude, why don't you just go ahead and get a PC? It's vastly superior to the most powerful console you can imagine. PC is always going to be the superior experience, even to the PlayStation 5. Like, who are we kidding here? The most powerful console on the market. Consoles are never supposed to be for power. Okay, yeah, obviously, the next generation games need to look better and perform better. But it's not everything, okay? If you don't have games that are worth playing, then your platform is irrelevant. So that means that the Xbox Series X, or whatever the hell they want to call it, is automatically irrelevant. Because guess what? Okay? Look at the Nintendo Switch. I have so many problems with that thing. I refuse to get one. But see, the Nintendo Switch is selling like crack, okay? It is selling like mad because people have an incentive to play games on the Switch that they cannot play on other platforms. You have exclusive games, high quality exclusive games that you cannot get anywhere else. And look, you can hate exclusive games. I know plenty of people who my fellow PC gamers absolutely hate the concept of exclusive games. And I completely understand where you're coming from, but to play devil's advocate here, exclusives are the driving force for competition. So here's what's going to happen, because Microsoft is so goddamn incompetent, and they're going to continue putting all their games on PC, and which, for someone like me, that's perfect, because I don't have to buy another console. I can just get a PlayStation 5, assuming the PS5 has good exclusives that are worth playing, because I have been fairly disappointed, not gonna lie, fairly disappointed this generation from the PlayStation 4 compared to other PlayStations in terms of not only the frequency of high-quality exclusive games, but the genre variety. I mean, every game on the PlayStation 4 feels exactly the same. So yeah, I have no problem criticizing Sony, but hey, I'm just calling it the way I see it. And the way I see it, Sony has gonna have no problem dominating the rest of the competition because, look, even with the Switch is doing so great. But the thing is that eventually, it's the new hot thing right now, okay? Once the PlayStation 5 comes out, Sony is going to eat Nintendo's lunch. I mean, all of the momentum that the Switch has been having, and, you know, Nintendo's trying to do a few things to keep it relevant, having the Switch Lite and everything, but still, I mean, the newest console, it's the hot newest thing. Once the PlayStation 5 comes out, even especially if it has all that backwards compatibility that's rumored, that I've also predicted, it's over. I mean, Microsoft has no footing. I mean, you think that they would learn their lesson from the abysmal performance that they've shown this generation, but they're just going to keep going in this direction that is just not good for them. I mean, okay, so it's, as far as like actual revenue is concerned, they're going to lose all their... So why are you paying for Xbox Gold? That's another thing I want to know. Why are you paying for Xbox Live Gold if you can get the same exact game on PC and not have to pay a goddamn thing? Not have to pay $50, $60 a year for a subscription, yet for the privilege of playing the game on a console, you have to pay $60 a year. Yeah, the Xbox One's a huge scam, so I don't know how they're going to play that next generation. Maybe they're going to be like, oh yeah, you don't have to pay for Xbox Live anymore. So they're going to lose a lot of revenue on that. And I don't think that third-party sales, or it's not even third-party sales, they're not going to put their games on PlayStation. It's like Xbox and PC. But Microsoft owns Windows, so it's a Microsoft exclusive. I sniff glue. No, that's not how it works. Sorry. Sony, if you do not have exclusive games, there's literally no reason to buy that console. Being the highest performance console and having the best graphics and all of that, I mean, I'm pretty sure that a few people have tried that before and it just has failed. The 3DO comes to mind. Recently, the Alienware Alpha comes to mind, like trying to integrate console and PC gaming in a way, and that totally failed. So what is Microsoft going to do? Because in order to have a successful console, you need to sell your console at a loss and offset those costs with people buying and playing your games on your platform. So Microsoft, for example, on the Xbox, makes most of their money off of sales on the Microsoft Store, like people buying games on the Xbox One, and even through backwards compatibility, which has made them a lot of money, because there are old games that you can get on the Xbox One that you cannot get on the PlayStation 4. So that whole storefront is, you know, it makes a lot of money because they're, in a lot of cases, you know, in modern gaming, it's the only place where you can get them, if you're a console gamer at least. If you're a PC gamer, then you can get all the games. But my point is, Microsoft is offering very little incentive for you to get that console over the PlayStation. You know, sure, maybe the graphics will be a little bit better, but it's not going to be like so much better that the PlayStation 5 is going to be at a significant disadvantage. Because at the end of the day, what brings people over are the games. And what Sony learned from the PlayStation 3 is that you gotta have the games. Okay, the first 2 years of PlayStation 3's life cycle was a joke. I mean, you had no games. It was like the damn Sahara. There was nothing. It was dry as hell. But then they kept coming up with exclusive after exclusive after exclusive to compete with Microsoft. And what ended up happening? It was an uphill battle, but Sony was eventually able to narrowly come up on top. I think it was only like between like 1 to 2 million units the PS3 sold higher than 360, but they were able to do it. But Microsoft, you gotta have the games, and there's nothing that indicates that they're gonna have the games. They're focusing on their services. You got Xbox Game Pass for $10 a month. You can have access to so many different games. Okay, that's great and everything, but you ever heard of that saying, quality over quantity? You see, Sony is doing something smart where their new releases are going to actually still mean something. You're going to have to pay $60 to play those games. They're not going to automatically put it on PlayStation Now or whatever service that they may have. But Microsoft, oh yeah, the game is automatically on Xbox Game Pass. So Microsoft is focused on quantity over quality, and we've seen that a lot during this generation, and next generation we're going to see that even more. They're going to focus on their services. No, I mean it just doesn't work. I mean, Microsoft has this vision for the future of the video game industry, and some people might be on board, but any rational person can see how this is going to completely blow up in Microsoft's face. Because while they're experimenting and trying all these new things, Sony's going to keep doing what they're doing. They're going to keep innovating, and they're going to keep giving you a reason, an incentive, a real incentive to get to get their new game system. I mean, they have this huge ambitious plan where if you to have almost all people on the PlayStation 4, I mean, the majority at least, I mean, realistically, you can't have everyone, but most people on the PlayStation 4 within a year of the PS5's life cycle to come over to the PlayStation 5. And backwards compatibility is certainly a factor that would contribute to that. But Sony, there's nothing that's going to be able to stop Sony. I mean, the only thing I could see is if a new company decides to make a console and actually knows what the hell they're doing, because clearly Microsoft doesn't. So, yeah, things are looking very great for Sony. I predict a complete blowout this generation, and yeah, sure, we haven't seen all the details. Sony can end up, pulling like a whole always online DRM, but I mean, I find that very unlikely. I can see them doing that on the PlayStation 6. I mean, I made that prediction very early on, which is, I don't know why I make such early predictions, but I end up getting a lot of them right. I mean, I got the forwards compatibility thing right, where Xbox One X games, you can play Series X games on the Xbox One X. I got that right, and I predicted it like almost a year ago, and I was the first one to do it. So I'm a goddamn psychic. And I think I got this one right too. So, yeah, I mean, time can only tell, but I think I'm right in this one. And, Microsoft fanboys, Xbox fanboys might be crying their eyes out over it, but it's just the truth. It's the truth. There's no way that the Xbox Series X will be able to compete realistically with the PlayStation 5 and it not being a complete blowout like it was this generation, where, maybe you have a little bit of competition going on, but ultimately, I mean, Sony just has such a huge foothold on the console market that Microsoft's going to make peanuts in comparison. So that's what I predict is going to happen. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 and what the future holds for console gaming. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.